Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Houston Jones.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's me, Houston, and Jake, the cameraman slash editor slash all-around great guy. And we're back on the casting couch to answer an important question, and that is, what is my most painful stunts, and can I rank them?
Well, can you?
I most certainly can, and I will.
Okay, prove it.
I will. So in the Q&A video that we did a couple months ago, which did very well, thank you everyone, I saw this question popping up a lot, and I also said I wanted to do more videos where I can casually speak to you guys. So I figured this would be a fun topic to cover, and hopefully it would be an enjoyable experience for anyone that has watched for any length of time. Because it is no secret that I have subjected myself to a lot of painful things over the years, and I don't think it would be any stretch to call me an encyclopedia of pain.
You are the most knowledgeable man of pain.
Thank you. I don't know if I want to be the most knowledgeable, but I think I'm like in the upper echelon, you know?
If there's like the most interesting man in the world, you are the most painful man in the world?
The most pained?
The most pained man in the world?
Sure, I'll take that title.
Okay.
But how are we going to do this? I'm sure you're all wondering. Well, since it'll be pretty much impossible to rank all 300 plus videos that I've done over the years, we have picked 23 distinctive videos that have varying different kinds of pain.
A quick editor's note, due to the length of the video, we were not able to go over all 23 stunts. Instead, we cut it down to our top 12. If you'd like to see all 23, let us know in the comments section below. Now back to our main program.
And we're going to place them on a tier list. That's right, Jake, a tier list. The trend that I'm 2 to 3 years late to. But I still think is probably the best way to structure this video, because ranking my painful experiences on a scale of 1 to 10, I think wouldn't capture the full picture, because there's a lot of factors that go into painful things, and not all pain is created equal.
What kind of factors are you talking about?
I'm happy you asked. So I'll be ranking my painful experiences based on 3 factors. Overall pain, which I'm sure everyone assumed, just how painful the activity is. And then we'll be ranking it also on recovery process, because some stunts are easy to recover from and some stunts take more time to recover from. And then last but not least, we'll be also ranking these experiences based on the perceived risk. How dangerous is this stunt? Especially if the stunt would go wrong. So for this video, we have 4 separate tiers. We have S tier, A tier, B tier, and C tier. In S tier, things that will be put in S tier will mean extreme pain, extreme recovery, and extreme perceived risk. In A tier will be high pain, high recovery time, and high perceived risk. B tier will be moderate pain, moderate recovery, moderate perceived risk. And C tier is the tier that we're lovingly calling pushy aka the Mark tier.
Where even Mark could maybe potentially handle it.
Yeah.
Given on a good day.
So if I put it in C tier, it's easy stuff.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Which brings me to my last point. Keep in mind that all of these rankings are based on my personal experiences. It's important to remember that I get hurt because I think it's funny and makes entertaining content. I am not a good reflection of the average person. I think most people would look at these stunts and automatically put them in the S tier, because that's probably where most of these stunts belong. But I'm going to be looking at them critically and objectively and placing them in the tier list based on those factors. So keep that in mind. All this stuff is terrible and you should never do it to yourself. But since I'm like a pain savant, I want to take a critical eye on them and determine truly what is the most painful things.
I'm excited.
I am too. But hey, if you like this sort of thing, let me know by liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing, because we want to do more things like this that are a little bit more chill, low-key, where I don't gotta get shot, just because I think it's a fun thing to do. I have a good time filming this stuff, and it seems like you guys enjoy it. But let me know that you enjoy it by engaging with the video. I would greatly appreciate it.
Let's get right into it then.
You're saying we should shake and bake?
A little shake.
And then bake. Shake and bake.
Yeah.
What?
Shake and bake. Shake and bake. All right, Jake, what do we got first?
Oh, first one is one of your favorites, bear pepper spray.
Bear pepper spray. It's like paint thinner. It's like you spray paint through my eyes. Give me the milk. Oh, God. Give me the milk. Bear pepper spray is a good one because if you watch the Q&A, I probably spoiled this. This automatically is ranking into one of my most painful stunts I've ever done for multiple reasons, right? Mostly because the bear pepper spray washed all the way down to my balls, right? And burned my balls off. But even in that clip, like I said, it tastes and smells like paint thinner. It's a very unpleasant smell and taste. And you could even hear my cameraman coughing. Just the me getting sprayed made him cough. That's how like terrible this stuff is. It like creates a terrible cloud of death. But I'm gonna say this. Overall recovery, not super bad, and perceived risk, I'm gonna put a little bit lower because previous to this video, I'd already been pepper sprayed. I knew what pepper spray was. Bear pepper spray technically has a lower Scoville scale, but the problem with bear pepper spray, like I said in my Q&A, there's a large quantity of it hitting you. But the pain was so terrible. And I cannot stress this enough, how terrible the pain was in that. Not just on my face and eyeballs, and I couldn't breathe, but my balls. The only time in my life that I've ever been close to crying was when I was in the shower after that video, trying to get bear pepper spray off my penis and balls. It just melted them, and I wanted to shed a tear. So for those reasons, it's going into the S tier.
Wow.
It's an S tier painful experience. Never get bear pepper sprayed.
If your buddies bet you a couple $1,000 get bear pepper sprayed, you'd be like, nope, the same for me. Been there, done that.
Sounds like easy money though.
Yeah, okay, maybe not you. Anybody else.
I mean, will I ever do it again for a video? Probably not.
Even he won't do it a second time.
No, I definitely don't want to. If I do, I'm going to make sure I have like saran wrap around my genitals. I'm going to make sure that stuff is like, liquid tight. Nothing's getting in on my balls.
I'm more curious about how the process goes to.
Well, you're saran wrapping me.
Oh, great.
What's next?
Liver kicks.
Liver kicks from Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold.
The former UFC middleweight champion.
The one and only.
Where were we when we were doing that, Jake?
We were out in Utah.
And on that Utah trip, we were touring a certain facility.
This facility would be named Zydex, I believe.
Zydex?
Zydex.
Which also happens to be the sponsor of this video.
You don't say.
Isn't that convenient? For those of you that don't know, Zydex makes custom PCs, and dare I say, they're the best on the market. Why do I say that? Well, because Zydex has a lifetime warranty on parts and labor. That means if your GPU blows up after 13 months, say, you are still 100% covered. And all Zydex PCs are hand-built in Salt Lake, United States of America, with US-only tech support. Now, Zydex runs extensive QC testing before they ship your system, which means it eliminates the need for you to send it back to the manufacturer if a problem arises. Also, Zydex specializes in customization, so LEDs, laser etching, you name it, they got you covered. Also, Zydex strives to give you the best prices on your PCs in times of high demand. So even with components skyrocketing in price, they got you covered. So what are you waiting for? Click the link down in the description below and get your own custom Zydex PC today.
I'll go do it right now.
Did you order it yet?
I'm working on it.
All right. Don't come back until you get it ordered.
Carry on, wayward son. As we were saying, we are going to the liver kicks.
No, save this one for big boy, man.
Oh. Yeah, that third one. I remember that third one distinctly.
Your stomach's red.
Okay.
Thoughts and feelings?
Thoughts and feelings. So I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Luke Rockhold on a few occasions now. Really cool guy. I've had a lot of fun with him, but also a very extreme guy. Very extreme. And I think that's to be, understood from a former UFC champion. Perceived risk on this one, very high. Luke Rockhold has been known to KO people with liver kicks.
Spoilers, we were actually supposed to film that stunt on top of a mountain in Utah.
Yes.
But then we're strongly advised by most of the crew out there to not get kicked in the liver in the off chance that Houston ruptures his liver and has to get medical evac out of
Exactly. Off a mountain.
off of a mountain.
Which was good advice. Very good advice, and I'm happy I did it. But the risk of that video was very high. Let's talk about the pain. First kick, immediately felt it. Like very sharp pain, I guess. It's not quite like you're gotten the wind knocked out of you, because it's not like in your center of your stomach or anything like that on the side, but it's almost like someone stabbed you in the side, right? Very sharp pain. Me dropping to my knees wasn't me playing it up at all. That just kind of how I felt. I was like, I don't want to stand anymore. And then as Luke explained in the video, after you already hit the liver, following kicks hurt just that much more because your liver has already been hurt. So he hit me with that third kick. That one was probably the most painful kick because my liver was already dying, and he hit it again, right on the button. And I was like, oh, nope, that's it. We're done. We're done after that.
Sounds like it proves the theory you can, in fact, beat a dead horse.
You can. To death. Yeah, so recovery time. My ribs were sore for about a week, but I will say, giving myself 5-10 minutes after the stunt, I was mostly fine. I think we were chugging whiskey and went to the bars that night.
Went in the hot tub and drank whiskey.
Whiskey.
Probably the worst combination of things you could do right after getting kicked in the liver.
Right. But recovery time was not so bad. The biggest thing for this one was the risk. Liver kicks are not anything to play around with. It can be very damaging for that reason. And that reason alone, I'm going to put it in the A tier.
Okay.
Obviously, the pain was there. Risk very high. Recovery, not super terrible.
Yep, I definitely would not do that.
Yeah, I'm good with not doing that one again either.
All right. This would be world's longest bruise.
Oh, this is fairly recent, like the last 8-10 months.
This is about the time that I came on to
Yeah, shortly after. Yeah. Okay.
when I first started torturing you for a living.
Oh, we can't do this video. It's so much longer. It's so much more to go. I think that's it. Oh!
Ow.
Stop. It is so excessive.
I'm just going to make a point before we break this one down. You weren't happy with the first day results, and we had to come back a second day and do it even more.
Even more. Well, listen, if I title something Creating the World's Longest Bruise, I'm going to make damn sure that bruise is connecting. Okay? That one was pure agony. Pain-wise, it is right up there with bear pepper spray just because of the logistics behind it. It's not as easy as you would think to create a bruise that is connecting from your base of your head all the way down to your heel. That's actually kind of annoyingly hard to do.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, right? And that airsoft minigun, is especially getting shot that close is just agony. That one killed. Recovery time on that one also is imagine just having a scab all the way down your body. So annoying recovery on it. Perceived risk was a little bit lower because there's not really a lot that could go wrong. It's pretty superficial injuries, it's scabby and stuff, but it's not like I'm going to get a blood clot or, infection or something terrible. So I would say the perceived risk is pretty low, but for the pain factor alone, on that one, I'm also putting it in S tier. The pain was that bad. And you know it. When I start kicking the shit out of a chair and saying, stop, I'm in a lot of pain. So that was Definitely an S tier video. Definitely up there into the class of one of my most painful stunts.
Another S tier.
2 off the bat.
2 off the bat. Find that hard to believe, though. I'm not gonna lie, because I do recall you asking for more.
That's a perfectionist in me. Trust me. It was extremely painful, but I have more of a perseverance and dedication to my audience. Is like I said, if I have the idea on paper is creating the world's longest bruise, I'm gonna try my best to accomplish that. And I would have been more disappointed in myself if I had quit part way and it was just like a splotchy bruise.
Let the record show the crew wanted to quit at a splotchy bruise.
Yes, it did, but I did not.
No.
I did not. So it carried on and it created what it did.
All right.
What do we got next, Jake?
We're moving on to an iconic classic.
Ooh.
Shot with 1,000 paintballs.
Yes, that is a classic.
Kobe, let's go.
You can see my skull shifting. You see that? It's like, that is crazy.
I made a mistake, everyone.
So that was my 100,000 subscriber special. This was done at a local paintball field near me. I asked them essentially on Facebook. It's like, hey, I got 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Do you think you can have a few guys light me up with paintballs? They're like, yeah, we got a tournament Saturday. Come on down. I think there was 12 to 14 shooters. All these guys had speedball guns. If you don't know what a speedball gun is, it's essentially a gun that shoots extremely fast, like 30 balls a second. So they all just got done with their tournament. We all walked out to this field, and the plan was my cousin at the time who was on one of the cameras, manning one of the cameras, was supposed to count to 10 seconds. He was supposed to tell them to go and when to stop. But they started shooting early. Right after I said, come on, let's go. They started lighting me up. So it ended up being more like a 12 or 13 second run. I forget what it was. But I will say this, the longest 12 seconds of my life. Plan was for me essentially just not to run away, just tank them all. I had no plan to curl up into the fetal position, into the ball, but taking those paintballs to my stomach and stuff was just like, not happening. So I curled up into a ball and took him on the top of my head. I know there's lots of comments of like, why did he put his head down? I was like, listen, if you're getting lit up that bad, taking them to the top of your head is better than taking them to your stomach and stuff. The pain though, excruciating pain for about 10 seconds. It's almost overwhelming to the senses because you're getting shot so much, so fast. It's really hard to process it. It's just so much pain, like getting injected into your body. Recovery, one of the worst bruises I've had, probably maybe not the worst, but it was just a very stretched out bruise from my forearms all the way across my shoulders, top of my head, a little bit on my back, chest, all the way to the other arm. It was a very big bruise. I wouldn't say super painful recovery, but I was like black and blue in the arms for a while on that one, like a week and a half. Perceived risk was though pretty low. I knew it was paintballs. I knew there wasn't much that could go wrong there. I wasn't worried that I was gonna have to go to the ER or anything like that. This might be controversial, but this one will also go into the A tier for me. Mostly because of the pain was so extreme. I think on the other categories it ranks a little bit lower, but the pain was definitely up there. That's like a pain. I just kind of blacked everything out for a good 10, 12 seconds. A younger Houston probably would have ranked this up to one of his most painful ones, but now that I've experienced more pain, I'm gonna put this in the A tier.
Can't argue that. I'm not going to do that.
You're not gonna argue?
Nope.
You agree?
Yeah, if you want to put that in the A tier and say, yep, that was very painful, I will go with that. If we hit 2 million subscribers, will you do 2 million paintballs?
2 million paintballs? How many shooters will we need for 2 million?
We're looking for shooters. Please tell me in the comments below if you'd be willing to shoot Houston with paintballs.
That's not a good thing. What do we got next, Jake?
We have my least favorite stunt to watch
For you to watch, okay.
ever.
It is the Human Dartboard Challenge. The classic. Truly.
I really don't want to watch it again.
Show me the clip. Show me the clip that you got up. Let me refresh my memory. Oh my! That went way deeper than I thought. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! That was a bad one.
So yeah, that's my least favorite video to watch of all time. I'm gonna say I would never do that in a million years. You could not pay me
Can I pay you?
any amount of sum of money to get darts thrown into my thigh.
I personally, I really like that video. I think it's super funny. Unfortunately, it's age restricted. It was just a hilarious video because I was like it was basically a game show where my cousins were competing on a dartboard, which was my leg. Now, if you have never seen darts, which I imagine most of you have, they're fat. They're really fat needles, right? So it doesn't feel good when it's going into your leg, especially the side of your leg. There's a lot of nerves in your side of your leg. That's where your IT band is and whatnot. Maybe not the best target, but that's where we did it nonetheless. And a very bloody video. That's up there for one of my more bloody videos. I remember there's just blood on the ground when we were done. Blood soaked into my socks. Extremely bloody. Pain-wise, just going off memory here, it was definitely very painful in the moment. I don't think it's 1,000 paintballs level.
You have multiple giant needles in your IT band.
Yeah, but it's not like...
You have ruptured past the outer layer.
Some of them was stuck in deep too. Some of them where you could see were like hanging off, which weren't as bad, but the deep ones definitely hurt. But I'm thinking overall here. Overall, the puncture wound itself, don't get me wrong, it was very painful. But if I'm looking at this objectively, which I'm supposed to be doing, I can't say it's one of the most painful things. Perceived risk, though, pretty high, I think, just because the thought of throwing needles into your leg, which could go who knows how far in, pretty high there. Recovery, not so bad. You rip them out, they scab over, it's fine. I don't think that prevented me from doing any of my normal stuff, day-to-day stuff. I know you won't like this ranking, Jake, but I'm putting it in the B tier.
That's just a load of bull.
B tier. This is me personally. So for me, I think, especially now with my more cultured pain palate, it is definitely a B tier because I don't think the overall pain was anywhere near the top echelon that I've experienced, and the recovery was not that bad on it. But a very, on paper, intimidating idea.
What tier's higher than S tier?
Double S?
That's going to my double S.
That's your double S?
That's my double S. Whatever. Fine. Have it your way. B tier it is. Up next, we got Tase by Chuck Liddell, the Iceman himself.
Ooh. 5 seconds. Hit me, Chuck! I love this clip. Okay. Tase by Chuck Liddell. Fun one. A very fun one. There was an all-star cast there. We had Chuck Liddell. We had Kentucky Ballistics, Grand Thumb, Donut Operator. A lot of big names in that one. Very fun video to make. Now, I'm sure you're all asking is, why did no one catch you, Houston? That was a question I got a lot. Well, 2 things. I presented the idea for people catching me. At the time, this was like the first time I met most of these guys. I've since hung out with them a lot more. But they were like, it's fine.
They, quote unquote, I believe Scott from Kentucky Ballistics said, I have never seen anybody fall
backward, yeah.
Fall backwards in my entire
But no, Mike was the one that we got on camera saying it. I was like, okay. Mike is the one we got on camera, and then like Kentucky Ballistics confirmed it. And like these guys are military cop dudes.
2 eyewitnesses.
They, they never seen anyone fall backwards. So we're like, fine. We're in the woods at a campground. There's a giant pile of leaves. Shoot me, I'll fall in the pile of leaves. Perfect. Well, I fell backwards. Now, I'm going to say this. I hate getting shocked. It's a pain that you don't choose your reaction. It just, whatever happens, happens. That noise I made, that whole position, it looked like I could have fallen. If you would have put a coffin behind me, I would have fell perfect into the coffin. And honestly, I wish we would have had a coffin because that would have been hilarious. But that was all involuntary. the noise to the fall. When I was falling, it felt like an eternity, but I was like, oh no, I'm going backwards. I'm falling backwards. And there's nothing I can do about it. Now, I will say this, the taser, that was a taser pulse, so it ran for 30 seconds. When I fell on it, it actually broke the cable, thus severing the electricity. Chuck was going to turn it off anyways after 5 seconds. That's what we agreed on. Since I fell back on it, these are prongs, kind of like hooks. And I fell directly on one of those prongs, which hammered it all the way into my back. It was just... So Scott had to pop that bad boy out. How do I rank this? Okay, pain. For the 3-4 seconds I was getting tased, the worst thing ever. It is just the worst because you can't do anything. You have no control. Once it ends, though, it's done. It's a pretty fast recovery on that. The overall injury recovery is pretty quick. I remember my back was a little bit sore because since I fell on one of the prongs, maybe like half a week soreness in my upper back from falling hard on one of those taser prongs. The perceived risk, I had been tased previously to this from the exact model, so I don't think there was a lot of risk for me. The whole thing of me not getting caught increases the risk, but
falling backwards, potentially landing on your head, getting a concussion.
Yes, that definitely skyrockets it up. I honestly 100% believed I was going to fall into those leaves, and I didn't. B tier. If I would have done the full 30 seconds, I think this could have been an easy S tier. Okay. Looking back on it, it's definitely a B tier to me. Moderate.
Would you do it again?
Depends who's tasing me. Not just Joe Blow.
Mark and I can't tase
No.
you for fun.
I own the taser now. I have it.
All right, we got to find a special someone to tase you.
Yeah. We're on to a good one, though.
I don't quite understand this one, but it's called Pure Evil.
Mm-hmm.
We'll watch it through, and then you can explain it to me.
Yes.
Okay.
The texture of it is just what you would have wanted. It's all on my tongue. I don't think it'll matter if I lick my lips. I think I swallowed some of it. Is this okay? Oh my god, this is way worse than the Carolina Reaper. Ah! I need to leave. I can't do this anymore.
Okay, so this is early days on YouTube for me.
Please explain to me what that is.
The Scoville scale, I think it goes up to 15 million, 16 million. So this was pretty much as hot as you could get. This is a capsaicin extract. It's meant to put like a couple drops in a vat of chili, a very large thing of chili, right? Okay. Or something like that. Now in this, what had happened, my cousin Weston was doing it with me. So I was like, I'll do more than him. So we had the syringes. I got a part of a syringe just squirted down my tongue and throat. My cousin got a drop. By far, the worst spicy video I've ever done. Okay. Hands down. Hands down. Immediately when it got sprayed, and I remember this distinctly, it was hard for me to breathe. It felt like my throat was gonna swell up shut. I played through it, but it's scary, immediately scary, because when you feel like you're starting to lose some of your breathing, you're like, uh-oh. But where the bad stuff came in was once the camera turned off. I remember this was still at my parents' house. I was just laying down in my parents' house in one of the bathrooms, and just it felt like an alien was about to pop out of my stomach. It's because the capsaicin reacts in your stomach in a way that it gives you stomach cramps, right? But these stomach cramps were so intense, it was unbearable. Like, I couldn't stand. I honestly, I couldn't even lay, but laying is the only thing I could do. Remember, yelling from the bathroom, "Mom, give me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich." I was hoping that would help break it down. I learned years down the road that, funny enough, alcohol is what helps break down capsaicin in your stomach. Took me a lot of spicy videos to find that out. But pain-wise, S tier, hands down S tier. That experience was pure agony to this day. One of the most painful things I lived through. I thought this was 6 hours of stomach cramps, agonizing stomach cramps. And I tried throwing up. There was nothing to throw up. I can't explain how bad the pain is. That internal pain in my stomach was just so bad. Perceived risk, recovery, not so bad. Once I got past the night, I was fine.
Kids, don't drink pure evil.
Yeah, don't do it.
It's pure
It's pure and evil.
and evil.
What is the next video, Jake?
The next video is Malic Acid.
Yes. Burning my mouth with acid so nobody else has to.
Big strong science man, big strong science man, big strong science man, big strong science man.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
The reason I pulled that clip is it was the most natural reaction to.
Yeah, it was a natural reaction because it was pure shock. When I'd already put some malic acid in my mouth up to that point, but at that point when I threw that in, it was just like, nope. As soon as it touched my tongue, I was like, I gotta get it out.
What did it feel like?
The pain. You're melting your mouth. Like, it's a very sharp, stinging pain. It was such a bad pain to me that I reacted like you saw there. Like, and I was just like, I was panicking to get it out of my mouth. And I think that says a lot because, I get hurt for a living essentially. And if it hurts so bad that I'm panicking, that's pretty damn painful. Recovery, awful. I cannot stress how awful the recovery is on this one. It was about a week of just annoying agony. I couldn't taste stuff right. It hurt just to eat. Putting anything in my mouth hurt. And, you eat and drink stuff to live. So imagine everything you do to live, it just causes you unbearable pain. Admittedly, the perceived risk was not that high for me at the time, but looking back now, yeah, pretty bad. One of the most, if not the most annoying injury I've ever had. S tier.
S tier.
S tier.
Okay. I'm not gonna argue that either. It was pretty gross to watch you pull layers of
Skin off my tongue.
Yeah.
That was I overdid it that video. I'll happily admit that. Went a little bit too far.
Don't burn your tongue with acid.
Nope.
No.
What do we got next?
We're gonna move on to the laser video.
Yes, a classic.
Yeah.
Not really a classic since it's pretty new, but
It will be a classic.
well, with the scar on my hand, it definitely will be. Yes. Let's see what we got.
A B C D E F G H I J K I mean A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. Oh no, blister.
Wow.
Oh no, we're done. We're done. Did everyone see that pop?
Okay, so off the bat, pain. Anytime I've been burned, whether it was a magnifying glass, this laser, or the hot coals, very, very painful. Very sharp pain. I could bear it, but it was not. It was up there. It was up there in the terms of the pain scale for me. Now, the annoying thing for these type of videos, especially the burn videos, is the recovery. Recovery is very long and arduous. I think it might have took me upwards of close to a month for this to for the scabs to be gone and everything. And I still got the scar to now. The scar will end up fading quite a bit over the next coming years, but recovery is up there in terms of the stunts I've done, possibly one of the higher ones. Risk factor, I was a little bit nervous myself before I was doing the video, and I was kind of looking into it though. From my understanding, lasers such as this do not cause cancer, which everyone was commenting about in the comments. So I had no really worries about that. I was more or less worried about, the extreme scarring and how bad the injury would be. The recovery for that one is annoying, very annoying. Pain was very high.
Pain is temporary. Burns are
Forever. S tier.
Okay.
I'm going to have this penis on my hand for the rest of my life, okay?
It will fade eventually. It will get smaller, just like, well.
What?
Never mind. World's worst scooter injury.
All right, let's see it. I love this video.
That was the pain.
two. Oh.
I hit myself in the back. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh. Seriously, Jake, that's how you know either there's something extremely wrong with me or I just really enjoy what I do by me watching these old clips and laughing. Because, this stuff is funny.
Sometimes I wonder what's going on up
That
there.
is hilarious. Pain, scooters. Yeah, it's about as bad as you can imagine, huh? Everyone knows this. I don't think I need to even explain the pain on this one. Terrible. That video, we were going balls to the walls too, because it was titled "Creating the Worst Scooter Injury of All Time." So we destroyed my leg. The shin raking, agony, and especially since I have a ton of dents in my shin from other stuff I've done. Every time you guys rake down, it could like go into the dent, pop out, go into another dent. You could hear it. It's cringeworthy sound. Ankle side shots, terrible. Recovery, my shin was destroyed. I don't think it prevented me from doing anything, but you could see the contusions on my leg. Disgusting looking. Disgusting.
It was gross and it was instantaneous.
Instantaneous and disgusting. Perceived risk for me was pretty low. I didn't think anything bad would happen from it. So for all these reasons, A tier.
Okay.
A tier. Which, it's been titled the worst pain in the world, but I personally disagree. It is a very bad pain. Scooters definitely hurt, don't get me wrong, but there's worse pain out there.
Like this following video.
Potentially. What do we got?
We got skiing down a Colorado mountain in a tuxedo Speedo.
Yes.
Going in. Going in. Oh God!
That was a good way out. How did my ski stay? Oh, no, it didn't. Yeah. I was pointing to him to go somewhere, and he just shoves me. Damn you, Mark.
I'll kill you.
Kill you.
You alright, man? Wait, do I look good to you? Something seems weird here?
A little shakier than usual, I would say.
Gotta be the elevation, right?
Now, this stunt in particular was an idea I had for years. We finally were able to go out to Colorado, had people that were competent enough to film, got it done. Biggest risk here was the hypothermia.
Yeah.
We knew that going in.
Very rare. It was
Very-
like a 16-degree weather day.
At the base of that mountain, yeah.
Yeah.
So then, get to the top, bit colder, wind chill on top of it.
It was cold.
It was chilly. It was brisk. And I definitely had hypothermia symptoms. Because I think I was in that tuxedo Speedo for a solid 30 minutes at least.
The run down the mountain was about maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then we were...
Just walking around, doing stuff.
You just had so much adrenaline going through you that you had accomplished such a feat that you were just strolling through
Yeah.
the base of the mountain.
It really wasn't until we got into the Starbucks, I had the warmth hit me, and nothing really processed yet. And once we walked out, that's when the shivers happened.
Yeah.
And I was shivering for a solid, I'm gonna say at least an hour of pure shivering. Can't talk. I was drowsy. Every hypothermia symptom you could have, I had essentially. I would say the risk was decently there. Pain-wise, not so bad. The pain wasn't that bad. Honestly, doing the run was fine. The run didn't bother me very much at all. Definitely chilly, but you kind of get numb to the cold. I was fine once I warmed up. I think a lot of people could do this one.
This is the only one I would voluntarily.
Yeah. This is going into C tier. Pussy shit, Mark tier.
Whoop, whoop.
I think most people could pull this off, especially if you just do the rundown and put your clothes on. The biggest mistake I made was walking through the town and not getting warm earlier.
Moving on to the last, but certainly not least, video and our most recent video, less lethal shotguns. I think you already know what's about to come, as the pain is all too familiar.
All too familiar, all too fresh. Let's see what we got.
All right, here we go.
I already know it.
Yep. Here we go.
Yep.
Oh!
In the knee. Is that the beanbag? You see that?
We're done. We're done. We're done.
It was the knee.
No.
It cut over to
No.
the top.
No.
I'm fine.
Instant. Look at
we're
that.
done,
though.
though.
Instant.
We're done.
If it can happen, it will happen.
If you believe,
You can achieve.
I'm gonna safety disclose this one. We put up cinder blocks because we're like, we gotta protect the part of the leg that we don't want to get hit with. I specifically recall asking off camera, I wish it was on camera, hey, do we need knee pads? Houston, nah, we don't need knee pads, we'll be fine.
We got these cinder blocks.
We got these cinder blocks.
Dude, that was like a 1 in a million shot. Who would have guessed that would have happened? Okay, how am I going to rank this? In that video, we had done the 410 rubber buck, HV star, which is like a rubber little star thing, and then the beanbags. All those rounds were very painful. The HV star, I was actually able to tank without making a noise.
It's impressive.
One of my more impressive stunts I think I've done in terms of like getting shot and just not reacting. But the wound, how fast that wound formed, so like crazy. That's just crazy.
All of them were like instantaneous.
Yeah, instantaneous. Pain-wise, let's talk about pain. Excruciating pain, especially the beanbag. Since we were doing this at range, I could handle the 410 and the HV star. But as you saw in those clips there, that round that hit awfully close to my kneecap, a little bit above, thank God. I think that beanbag would have blown off my kneecap if it was any lower.
Oh, yeah, I would have blown it right off.
Yeah, it's toasted. That beanbag was terribly painful. Recovery, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
How's
Well,
your knee?
the only reason I say that is because it was hard to bend my knee. Not impossible. That's why I knew I was fine, because I had range of motion in my knee. If like I couldn't move my knee, I was like, uh-oh, tendon gone. But it was fine that way. But it was definitely hard to bend. Perceived risk, really high. These are less lethals, but
Close up, pretty lethal.
and we had some decent range on it. Like huge respect to Scott and Kentucky Ballistics for testing these out in a video before he shot me, so he kind of could gauge the power behind them. I'm not gonna put this at the highest of S tier, but it'll be a low S tier for me. I walked off of it pretty fine and it was all right. I was just careful. The knee shot in particular made me a little bit nervous. So I played it a little bit safe, but the risk was definitely there. We knew going into that video there was a lot of risk. That's why you saw me with body armor on, a helmet, cinder blocks. That didn't work.
Darn cinder blocks.
Darn cinder blocks.
Not doing your duties.
And I have to say, there was one funny thing. He did a test shot and he hit one of those cinder blocks and it cracked the cinder block out. And I was like, oh, I'm about to get shot with that.
Would you say this is the worst thing you've been shot with in your career, or has there been worse things?
Singular object, yes. That's what I kind of tried to allude to in the video. In terms of like a single round hitting me, a single impact, probably the most pain, worst bruise. I'm gonna put it in the S tier. I'm gonna shift it to the lower S tier. I don't think it's the most painful thing I've done, but
Singular shot objects?
a singular shot object, yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Cool. What did we learn here today?
I get hurt a lot.
You do. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
In many different ways.
Many different ways. But that's why I do it, so the people don't have to.
Oh, that's my punchline. We do stupid shit, so you don't have to.
I told you never to say that again. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun to make. I have a fun time sitting down, talking about some dumb stuff I've done. Hopefully this answers you guys' question about what my most painful stunts are. Obviously, we didn't go over every stunt, but we try to get a good mix of different kinds of stunts that I've done in the past. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you guys are down for more videos like this in the future. Until next time.
See you soon.
Peace.